All right, I kind of saved this for last because it will end all concerns about sunflower allelopathy, and it will show you the difference that hugulkulture experiences over a year. So these are the hugel beds we put in just over a year ago, May of 2013. We ran our first workshop. Most of what you see here I did not plant, and I don't just mean sunflowers, but get a load of that guy. That's actually one of those native sunflowers. Doesn't really produce much seed. If you're worried about sunflower allelopathy, that's an olive tree. Not an olive. That's a Spanish Abiquia olive, hardy olive, being sheltered by that allelopathic sunflower. And again, I think there is something to the shells of the seeds in large quantities, but only so much, because there's all kinds of crap growing under that tree over there, and it's just lousy with them because his wife feeds the birds. One of our little friends here, let's see if I can get close to him without scaring up. He's gonna leave. Little dragonfly, they're starting to show up more and more with the pawns in. Comfrey in here. That's a pomegranate that did die. It just actually never even leafed out. There's Comfrey. A little bit happy. As I said, I've got some big stuff the geese ain't got to yet. I'm sure they'll be on this one next, and by the time they get done eating all the ones that are still big, the ones they've eaten already will be back. Jujube, contorted jujube. Compare that to the ones out there in the swales. That soil just needs time to mature and to gain from all the love we're giving it. All right, see all that cowpea? You know what's the difference about that cowpea and the cowpea you've seen so far? I planted none of this. This is an annual that reseeded itself. All of this. See that sorghum? That is white giant sorghum, and I'm pointing about 8.5 feet in the air to that seed head right now. And I did not plant that either. This is all volunteer. All of this is volunteer. Comfrey. More volunteer. Little millet there. Little unhappy bush mulberry. He's on nitrogen therapy. And that's what I mean. There's plenty of nitrogen in this soil. That guy's just young. He's got a little bitty root system, and he's just not able to access everything yet. For Joe, I have to keep pulling the cowpea off, and it got hit with that frost, but it's coming back just like the one up front. More volunteer sorghum, Methany plum, tons of volunteers here. Check it out, tomato cam. Check this out, guys. You want to talk about healthy soil? I did not plant tomatoes. No, I did not plant tomato. That's from a volunteer tomato that just decided to come up here. I wasn't going to do any tomatoes this year, but I'll take the one that showed up. There's a muscadine. I think that's a Nesbit. And it's going to go up on this trellis. Let me back up so you can see how this is going to look really cool. That's our first gate for water flow there. I want to put in some more of these. I just haven't got the panels for them yet. And this is kind of our dwarf apple orchard here. So this is a true dwarf apple. I don't remember exactly what kind it is, but it's Honey Crisp. Another muscadine, so muscadine on each side of this. Sage, that all wintered over from last year. Not sure what this weed is. Anybody can tell me, I'd like to know. Kind of a neat looking flower. Narrow leaf. Onions. These are from green onions. We just stuck the tips in the ground after we used the green onions. This apple is Dorset Golden. Good low chill apple. That's a blueberry. And it's a blueberry that we thought was dead, but we just left it in the ground and it's coming back. So maybe the soil's come off the alkalinity enough that it can survive. Echinacea all through here. Again, there's that weed. I'd like to know what that is. I've not been able to figure it out. Peppermint all through here. This is a gumi. It looked like it was dead last year. You could see that it's had a miraculous comeback. It was a tiny stick last year. It got that root system into those hugel logs below. Now it's going. We got echinacea everywhere. Sweet mint. Pepper. I did plant some peppers. I got half a dozen or so peppers and plucked them in different places. Buckwheat. That's volunteer. Chufa. Harvested what I could last year. Obviously didn't get it all. Another weed I'd like to know what it is right here. Don't know what that is. It looks almost like a ground cherry, but it ain't. Trust me, it's got thorns on it. Primocane blackberry. Globe basil. Another apple. Comfrey blowing up. Big old flowers on it. Deadly comfrey from the government, I'll tell you that, huh? More echinacea, more sage, little mint down there, crab apple for pollination and for tarting up ciders. More echinacea. There you go. How about that? How about that? You know what that is? Jerusalem artichokes. All I did was harvest every one I could find last year, and the little tips left in the ground have led to this. So that'll probably be more than we can use, because I got almost 15 gallons of them last year. And I learned a trick. If you don't want these things to spread, and they start spreading, don't do nothing at all. Wait till they get about this big right here. When they're about that big, yank all the ones you don't want out of the ground. When you pull that tuber up, it's empty. Dave Jackie taught me that. And so we've kept them. You can see they haven't run across on either side. You see where they're coming out of the ground. Whenever we see one like this pop up, we just wait and we'll pull that out of the ground. And you can see the little tuber is just consumed. There's nothing left of it to propagate with. By waiting for them to come up about a foot, you can cut them off. Now once they're this big like this guy here, you pull that out, you're just going to make it angry and it's going to make more. So you got to watch them, but it's not that big a deal. Big old aronia compared to those little sticks. Another little dwarf mulberry there. Volunteer buckwheat. This is hazels, filberts, and I don't know how they're going to do. We're just giving this a shot. This is our experimental bed. Hanson's bush cherry. Man, I said the other ones were doing good, but look at that guy. Happy in the hugel. He's on this side of it where he gets a nice cool pocket. I put him there because daikon were growing in August in that spot last year. So I observed and interacted, right? A little gooseberry there. All the sorghum, again, is volunteer. Let's come down through here. This stuff here, we never got the stuff into plant, so it's vacant until I figure out what I want to put in there. I wasn't able to get what I had designed in. Sunflower growing like crazy. I guess I missed a fig up there. There's a fig up there surrounded by sunflowers doing just fine. I don't remember where that is now. Another spot where I don't have anything in yet because I haven't gotten there. Cornelian dogwood. I want to show you this. This is where I think some of this allopathic stuff, man, we're hurting ourselves. Okay, this is a big apple Coosa dogwood. This dogwood is the healthiest one I put in. It's got a little bit of this tip burn on it. I'll show you some other ones in a minute. They do not like this heat as they're trying to establish themselves. And all this shade, this little guy's doing great. Annuals, I don't think annuals are a problem with sunflower either. See that? It goes all the way there, goes all the way there. That is a watermelon. I did not plant that. That's left over from a watermelon we missed last year, I guess, and had some seeds in it. That's a volunteer watermelon. There's more of the cowpea. Comfrey. There's that other feijoa coming back. Surrounded by his sunflower buddies, by the way. Look at that. Didn't I plant that? Look at the bee on it. It just seems like it's a good thing. I don't know. Beekya olive, Spanish olive, surrounded by sunflowers. Happy. Happier than the ones that aren't, I'll tell you that. Tons of spiderwort. That's all volunteer. Wildflower, basically. These are a day flower, meaning they bloom and then they're done. They fall off, and the next day there's a new one, and they do that for weeks and weeks on end, and boy, they're good to eat. All right, we're pretty long on this one, so I got a whole other half of this area to show you. I'm going to stop and we'll go to another video.